Today we're talking the pros and cons of relocating to Iowa. Whether you're considering a move for work, family, or just a change of scenery, this video will give you insights from a local's perspective on the pluses and the minuses of living in Iowa. Wallet Hub compared all 50 states across 51 different metrics to find the best and most affordable places to live, and they ranked Iowa as the 11th best state to live in. Today, I'm going to give you the real deal look at Iowa from both a pros and cons perspective to help you decide if Iowa is the right state for you. First up, let's talk affordability. As a realtor that specializes in relocations, I hear from people all the time who move to Iowa, and one of the most common reasons they tell me about their reasoning for choosing Iowa has to do with affordability. It seems a lot of people reach the point where they realize they're just never going to get ahead or be able to achieve their goals living in more expensive areas of the nation. Iowa is known for affordable, cost-effective living. From housing prices to just everyday things, Iowa offers a budget-friendly lifestyle. I'll share some of the latest market insights and how Iowa compares to other states. Housing costs. One of the most striking features of Iowa's affordability is our housing market. The median home price in Iowa is significantly lower than the national average. This means more square footage, more land, and more home for your dollar. The national median home price is currently about $431,000. Here in Iowa, the median home price is about $218,000. Of course, location is everything in real estate, so there are areas of Iowa where the median home price will be higher. If you're serious about making a move to Iowa, be sure you're working with an agent who can help you get a lay of the land. If you want my free downloadable guide to making smart choices when selecting an agent, check out the link below in the description box of this video. This range in home prices in Iowa could also be a con. If you think you're going to move to one of Iowa's larger communities, like say Des Moines, the Quad Cities, Cedar Rapids, or Iowa City, and you think you're going to buy a decently sized single-family home in good condition for $218,000, you're probably going to be disappointed. You'll be able to find a zero lot or a condo in that price range, but it may be difficult to find a single-family house in good condition. Realistic expectations are important, so again, make sure you're working with a competent local real estate agent. Cost of living. Beyond housing, the overall cost of living in Iowa is another major advantage of the state. Everyday expenses like groceries, utilities, transportation, they're all generally lower than in many other states. This lower cost of living translates into a better quality of life as residents can allocate more of their budget to leisure, savings, and investments. Iowa's cost of living is about 10% less than the national average. According to a 2023 analysis by U.S. News, Iowa ranked the 7th most affordable state to live in, and Iowa scored particularly high in the category of opportunity, which looks at states that grant their citizens the tools they need to succeed. When comparing Iowa with states like New Jersey, Illinois, even Texas, there are stark contrasts. For example, the cost of living in New Jersey and Illinois is significantly higher, largely due to housing costs and taxes in those states. Texas, while it is known as a state with no income tax, can have super high property taxes and a really fluctuating housing market in its major cities. In contrast, Iowa's steady market and overall affordability make it an attractive option for those looking to stretch their dollar further reliably. Let's talk about economic stability and growth. In terms of economic growth, this could be looked at as a potential con. You are not going to find a modern-day gold rush happening here in Iowa. Iowa's economy is characterized by stability and gradual growth. This economic environment contributes to the affordability and the attractiveness of living here. Industries such as agriculture, manufacturing, and renewable energy provide a solid economic base, ensuring job opportunities and economic stability for Iowa residents. So, community and lifestyle. What about lifestyle in Iowa? Despite what the popular media may portray, Iowa is more than just farms, fields, and hoglots. While agriculture does play a big role in the state, there is a lot more going on than watching the corn grow. You'll find everything from small towns to mid-sized cities here. Many of our cities, like Ames, Dubuque, Sioux City, and Iowa City, are known for offering a real unique blend of small town charm with urban amenities. Des Moines, the capital city and the largest city in Iowa, has really reinvented itself over the past 20 years into one of the Midwest's hippest mid-sized cities. Another calling card of Iowa is the laid-back, family-friendly lifestyle. As a whole, Iowa is quiet. If you want to live a more relaxed life, you can do it here. There's a term you'll hear quite a bit, especially during presidential election years when the national media comes to town: Iowa nice. Iowans pride themselves on being polite, friendly, and helpful. Most Iowans live and operate on the live and let live philosophy. This is something I frequently hear from my past clients. They comment on how nice people are, from the random stranger in the grocery store, to the person who helps you change a flat tire on the road, to a neighbor who went and shoveled your sidewalk early in the morning before you even woke up. Okay, so what about community and lifestyle could be a con? Well, some people might find Iowa to be boring. If you're looking for a lot of nightlife and a big party scene, well, you're probably not going to be thrilled with Iowa's offerings. Another con are our limited entertainment options. There's no professional sports teams in Iowa, although college sports are a pretty big deal. Iowa is typically not a hot spot for concert tours, so if you love attending big name concerts, you're going to find yourself traveling to Chicago, Minneapolis, Kansas City, and St. Louis. It's not that we don't get concerts here, it's just not on the same scale. Obviously, being smack dab in the middle of the US, we are a long way from oceans and mountains, which will impact your outdoor recreation options. Now, don't despair. If you look just a little bit harder, you can still find plenty of other things to do. For instance, exploring the Maquoketa Caves, boating on the Mississippi, hunting for geodes at Geode State Park, camping in one of our many parks, how about attending the Iowa State Fair, or just taking a drive through the bridges of Madison County. Let's talk people. If you want very diverse communities and all that people bring to a place, especially in terms of different cultures and different foods, well, you should know that Iowa is one of the least diverse states in the nation, coming in 46th. According to census data, Iowa is 84.5% white, 6.8% Hispanic, 4.1% Black, and 2.8% Asian. Okay, I would be remiss if we didn't talk about politics. It used to be that Iowa was Democratic, then it was purple, but currently Iowa is a pretty red state, and that will either be a pro or a con depending on your political outlook. Iowa's current governor, Kim Reynolds, is Republican, and as a result, the Iowa legislature has been passing quite a bit of policy that aligns with Republican philosophy. Iowa's larger cities tend to be more liberal, as you can see by this political map of Iowa's counties from the last presidential election. The blue areas on this map are where Des Moines, Ames, Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and the Quad Cities are located, and those are many of Iowa's most urban areas. Let's talk a bit about schools. Iowa historically has been known for its excellent public education. In fact, in the 1990s, Iowa was in the top 5 in the nation. But in recent years, Iowa's score has dipped a bit. What's up with that? World Population Review ranks Iowa 13th in the nation, Wallet Hub ranks us 19th, and US News and World Report puts us at 24th. It's not that Iowa's public education has gotten worse. In fact, Iowa students are testing slightly better than they did in the 90s. But a shift in educational rankings seems to have happened because some of the other states have significantly improved, while Iowa has basically held steady. It's worth noting that Iowa's graduation rate is the highest in the country. Iowa's schools are ranked highly by conservative think tank the Heritage Foundation due to school choice through Iowa's Education Savings Account program, which allows Iowa families to use public school dollars to pay for private school tuition and expenses. It comes out to about $7,600 per pupil per year. Iowa is also known as being a homeschool-friendly state with multiple different homeschooling options and, in general, a low level of regulation for homeschoolers. Let's talk about the weather. Now, to be honest, the weather is one of the biggest things that people love to complain about. Iowa's weather is a roller coaster. We've got hot summers and cold winters, both of which seem to be worse because of the humidity in the air. You may not think about winter being humid, but the cold in Iowa often has a level of dampness to it that means it just feels like it's getting down into your bones. Another thing that gets under people's skin are the overcast skies, especially in the winter. It's not uncommon to go days and days without seeing blue sky and sun. That can get pretty depressing. Another complaint I hear about is the wind. Iowa is a very windy state. January and February are the coldest months of the year, and the average daytime temps in January range from 14 to 20 degrees. Yes, it does snow in Iowa, although it's not unusual for there to be periods of time in the winter without any snowpack on the ground. Instead, you just have to look at brown grass. Typically, Iowa gets 18 to 22 inches a year in the southern section and 38 to 40 in northern Iowa. The long and short of it is you're going to want to dress warmly in the winter with layers, a decent winter coat, hat, and gloves if you're outdoors. On the opposite side of the spectrum is Iowa's summer weather. It's typically hot and humid. Iowa has the 7th highest relative humidity in the nation. Here's an interesting tidbit you can pull out as a conversational factoid. In the summer, Iowa's maturing corn crops add more than 50 billion gallons of water daily to the atmosphere. So if you're feeling sweaty, it's because the corn is sweating. Iowa's hottest month is typically July, and average temps are in the mid-80s, although we do often see a couple days that hit 100 or a bit higher. Iowa does have its share of severe weather, from powerful thunderstorms to occasional tornadoes, flooding along rivers and creeks, and occasional extreme snow and ice events. Iowa is in an area of the country known as Tornado Alley, and we average 61 tornadoes a year. While tornadoes are dangerous and not to be taken lightly, before you get too wound up about them, it's important to understand that the vast majority touch down in open space, like farm fields, so the chances of one plowing through your home are actually pretty low. You will know a true Iowan by the fact that he or she is probably standing out on their driveway watching the weather swirl when those tornado sirens go off. A positive of our weather is that we have 4 distinct seasons. So if you like variety in your weather, you will definitely get that here. Let's talk about roads, traffic, and getting places. If you hate congested traffic, you are going to live a dream here in Iowa with lots of wide open space. But the con of that is the condition of our roads. Iowa's weather, which swings to extremes, means that our infrastructure is the 9th worst in the nation. You'll be dodging potholes in the early spring after our snow plows chew up the roads after a winter of freezing and thawing cycles. If you really want to get off the beaten path, you might be interested in knowing that 60% of Iowa's public roads are gravel. According to a 2013 study by the Federal Highway Administration, Iowa comes in 6th place in terms of the most unpaved mileage per state. If you enjoy biking, you should really consider adding a gravel bike to your collection because Iowa's rolling countryside and grid-like gravel road system make for top-notch gravel riding. If you're used to extensive public transportation, Iowa might be an adjustment. Most people will tell you that having a vehicle in Iowa is very important. Most larger towns in Iowa do have public bus systems, but you're not going to find much else in the way of public mass transit. Out of all the people I have helped buy homes in the last 8 years, only one person didn't have a vehicle by choice. And he worked mostly from home, and he chose his home based on its walking distance to downtown, grocery store, and access to a bus line. So what do you think? I would love to hear why you are considering Iowa as a place to relocate to. Drop me a comment down there in the comment section. Relocation is a big decision, and I am here to help make your transition to Iowa as smooth as possible. If you have questions or you need assistance in finding your perfect home in Iowa, reach out to me. I work in the Iowa City and Cedar Rapids area, but I have a network of great real estate agents that I know all around the state of Iowa. So even if you have your eyes on a different location in Iowa, ask me about a realtor referral so you're not just trusting your move to just dumb luck. I can connect you with a skilled agent who will help you with your relocation needs. Remember, click that like and subscribe so you don't miss out on other great Iowa-based video content. Hey, It's been fun, and I'll catch you later.